he wanted me to deposit my check into his account and I get an allowance off of that. Cool story. Financial hardship, absolutely not. He's gave me $40 for my gas tank. It takes 50. I'm not gonna just drop out of school just because I found a match on a dating show that isn't comfortable with me. Well, where he said I wasn't his typical type. Actually, Micah was.
Micah from the same...
Yes.
Okay.
The one that he had to choose between, me or her. So it was kind of like, why choose me if that wasn't even your type?
Blocks you. It's literally the worst thing you can do to a dude. It's like, I'm not saying, I was definitely hurt by it, but it's like, because you feel like you can't talk. Like, call me a B. Like, call me, you know what I'm saying? Do something. Like, don't just block me that I can't talk to you. Then it's like, I'm fighting with myself. Then should I text her? Should I not? You know? So, yes, I never talked to a dancer before. I don't know who uses the word eligible or bachelor together, but I did not say those words.
You definitely did.
But
She wanna make me her wife, but I don't wanna be her wife, okay? Slide by in the motherfucking range, I do the dash in the vintage, yeah.
YouTube, what is good with y'all? I'm back again with another Balloon Pop reaction video. Today we are reacting to the second half of Reggie and Nova's catch-up episode. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this episode. Let me know what else I should be reacting to. 98% of y'all not subscribed, so fuck with the video. If you fuck with the video, then tap in and subscribe. Make sure you like the video and check out my playlist to see my other Balloon Pop reaction videos. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
I don't know who uses the word eligible or bachelor together, but I did not say those words.
You definitely did.
But I will say this, just with everything she just said. For me, so yes, I never talked to a dancer before. Dancer, that means, when push come to shove, she knows how to get to the cheese. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm about my money and things like this. So I feel like it's something that we could have kind of worked through. We did work through. Yeah. And I know she was saying, like, it seemed like you were still stuck there. I wasn't still stuck there. And because the communication is so high for me, as she knows, like, there literally was nothing that we couldn't talk about, right? So even the part of like, I didn't know him, it's because like questions wasn't asked. But any question that would have been asked, I would answer it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And also, as far as kind of things that was going on with us, this isn't just, when I say we were together like every day for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it was, it wasn't just like, we're just laying up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was, like I said, showing her that I'm a man that could lead and doing things for whatever she needed. Hey, I don't know if I'm going to make it to work, fill up your gas tank. You know what I mean? I'm going through a financial hardship. Cool. We can make some passive income together. This is how we can do it. If you need your credit fixed, we can go through things like this. Like, I was giving her the blueprint of everything we could potentially do. A TikTok, a YouTube channel. Like, I was giving her the blueprint of, like, we can do all these things together. Like, I was leading and moving intentful. And the big thing for me, for her, is I said, no matter what we go through, we can have a conversation about it. Every single thing we went through, when we had a conversation about it, we're able to get over it. But if I'm getting blocked and I can't even hit her up and things like this, how you're blocking my superpower? You know what I mean? And I don't say my superpower, but my thing of like, if we're going through these hard things early, we're gonna get through. And then, a lot of people, they'll meet each other, it's all bliss and roses, and then like 6 months down the line, it's like, you wasn't that person. Then they stop. The thing about me, like, this is Reggie. You know what I mean? Like, if you like me now, you'll love me later. If you don't like me now, you won't like me later, but at least you can say that man was himself. He didn't wait for 2 months down the line. He didn't wait if I was wrapped around his finger. He didn't wait for me to say no. He was already him. And she felt that. You know what I mean? So the fact that's when I said it was trauma, because there's no way everything we went through, we was able to talk through it. And then you just, like, a breaking point where it's like she started saying some wild things like, well, I'm about to just get someone to pay my rent. And it's like, you're not even believing in the plans that I'm setting for us. Like, we have plans. I just want you to believe in what we got going on. Like, it's too many people who want to see us win, including yourself, including BM. Yeah. I was even seeking counsel from both of y'all, like, what you think of how we do it this weekend? And it's like, everyone believed in the vision except her. And I get it, sometimes if you're going through like financial hardship, things like this, everyone's going through there. You're not yourself, what have you. But because I was leading, because I had plans every step of the way, it's just unfortunate to me that she didn't believe enough in everything that I was showing her. I was not just talking. These are like everything I'm saying right now. It was all on the play. We sat down for like an hour or whatever it was. Like, hey, this is how we do a Shopify. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things. So it's just like, and it remind me one. I'm kind of long winded, but she asked me the question like, "How do you deal with conflict?" And I said that answer is like, give your grace and don't go to sleep early. But I should have returned that question because she doesn't handle conflict well. She's like, run away, and it's like we got through so much. Why you want to run away now? Like beyond the show, you know what I mean? Like it got to the point where it's like, how do we meet? Because like it was just so genuine and so real.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shoot, the show. You know what I mean? So it's like. It was real for me. It basically is what I'm getting at. So me going through, oh, you was a dancer? I don't know about that. I don't like, hey, give us some advice. You know what I mean? Like it was real for me when I was trying to work through it. You know what I'm saying? So that part definitely was hurting for a bit. And like if a woman blocks you, it's literally the worst thing you can do to a dude. It's like, I'm not saying I was definitely hurt by it, but it's like, because you feel like you can't talk, like call me a B, like call me, you know what I'm saying? Do something. Like don't just block me that I can't talk to you. Then it's like I'm fighting with myself. Then should I text her? Should I not? You know what I mean? It's like, well, you can't text us, you blocked, right? Yeah. But so I was definitely going through it, and that's probably the only good thing. I was trying to look for the positive.
The blocking me is the best thing you could do for me because you're saving me a lot of time. The only time where blocking you matters is if you trying to make something work. And why would you make something work with somebody that will block you? Like, especially when you haven't known them for a long time. He's barely known this girl. So how is he going to go out his way, act like he mad because she blocked him? Like, just let that go. That situation over with. As soon as somebody start blocking me, it's done for. Typically, I'm done with them before they. If we're getting to the point where I'm getting blocked, there had to be something before that would lead to me not wanting to be in the relationship anymore, and I would have exited the relationship. But also, she won't even let him finish. Like the whole earlier episode. Also, peep the other episode if you haven't seen it. The whole other episode, she was getting plenty of time to talk. She was getting like on and on and on. Arlette asked her questions. She's talking. He never once interrupted her. Wasn't even really throwing slight comments either. And now as soon as he gets to talk, she's like, my turn. Like saying no, shaking her head. Like he wasn't doing all that when you were talking. Why can't you show him the same respect?
Things like I've been working on doing my own stuff, like getting back consistent with posting and stuff like that. So I was going through that, and that helped me to kind of thrive to get to where I am now. But I definitely was hurt by, her actions, for sure.
Okay, Nova, let's switch on over to you.
Yeah, so cool story. Financial hardship, absolutely not. He's gave me $40 for my gas tank. It takes $50, and we talked about that. He was like, "Why did you let me fill it up?" And I was like, "Well, it's okay. Like it's just $10. I can do it."
Yeah.
And then he bought me a $65 PlayStation camera. That is all the money that he spent on me. So for him to sit here and say that I am going through trauma and I am going through financial hardship that I need saving from is a little bit precocious. So my heart is pounding. I'm trying so hard to stay calm, and
can I respond
I'm
to
just
that,
tired of being.
I can wait.
You can. I'm just at this point. I'm just tired of people like playing with me. I want financial elevation. I want financial security. But at the end of the day, for you to sit here and act like you spent all this money on me and you're actually helping me and you're be there for me, and you haven't done any of those things. He told me there was a lot of other little tidbits in the middle of that where it was like he wanted me to deposit my check into his account and I get an allowance off of that. No, I'm not working to have an allowance off my thing. That wasn't a cap. That wasn't a cap. My mom was on, you were on speaker. My mom was there. So if you guys want to, ask my mother, we could do that. Okay. So yeah, that was something that was said. Also, he's leaving in November because he's on contract for his job. He told me that I was supposed to go with him.
Go where? Wherever
he goes. I'm in nursing school. That wasn't going to happen. He was convinced that I was going to change my mind come November. I pay for school out of pocket. I go to a private school. So it's pretty expensive. So I'm not going to just drop out of school just because I found a match on a dating show that isn't comfortable with me at all. There was another thing as well where he said I wasn't his typical type. Actually, Micah was.
Micah from the same.
Yes.
Okay.
The one that he had to choose between me or her. So it was kind of like, why choose me if that wasn't even your type? It was because he liked my answers. That's what I was told. And that's what he said on the show as well. And then for you to get someone like me and then try to drag me through the mud to make yourself feel better and yourself secure, I wasn't going to be a part of that roller coaster ride. I'm not.
That's like, it's so crazy how different their stories is. Like, same thing with part one. Like, I feel like their stories is just so different. Like, he has a totally different story than her. You know, he's saying something totally different, and then she's throwing out this stuff like, I want you to deposit my check into your check into my account. That is wild. Like, letting another man that you just met have control over your money like that is just crazy. And like she said, she had nursing school. She thought he was just gonna she was gonna go with him wherever he was next time his contract was, wherever that was at. It's just like, I get why he might think that. You know, he thinks he's a catch. He thinks the girls will just go for him, whatever. But like, she's kind of secure in herself. Like she's saying, you know, he hasn't spent a lot of money on her. I don't know if she's counting the dates. I don't know if they split the dates, but I mean, to me, if somebody's taking you on a date, that still counts as spending money on you, even if it's not like buying something for you or filling up your gas tank or whatever it is.
Not going to feed your ego because you can't handle what you chose. And I was chosen. So I'm not a fan of that. Also, he told me by the end of the summer I would have to get off birth control because this is his last year that he was going to plan to have a child. I have a 10-year-old. I'm not trying to have a kid by nobody that's not my husband. So that was a thing. And all these things that were said to me, he's piling up on top of me in a short amount of time. So it just feels like a roller coaster ride that I'm on. And I'm supposed to just be okay with everything that's being said and done. Like, no.
So what made you block him? Or how many times was he blocked? I guess I should ask that question as well.
Just this last time. Like, I've tried. Like, because it was always be like, oh, well, I was talking to you as a friend in confidence. And I was, you know, I reached out and I was asking for advice. And I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't fully understand, like, what he's saying or what he's doing or how he's moving. And that's okay. And I've been in that situation. Like he said, like he asked me, like, you know, have you ever dated a guy that never dated someone that's been in the entertainment world? And it's kind of crazy because it's like that was so long ago and here we are talking about it again. So it's like, okay, so I told him like, yeah, I used to date a guy that was Jehovah's Witness and he was kind of walking out on his faith and he was dipping back and forth. So he made it very hard for me as well. So we ended up parting ways and I told him too, like, I'm okay. I'm open enough to tell you anything that you want to know before you to sit in my face and tell me that I'm lying to you is like, what's the point of even talking about anything? Okay. So it just got to a point where it was just like a snowball. Like, it was so good in the beginning. Like, it was so good. Like, we had so much fun. Like, and then it was just like Reginald came out. You know, like it was like and he's always like, I'm transparent. I'm this is me. Take me as I am. But then he would turn around and be like, well, you got to do this, or what about this? Like, he was saying how he wanted to have threesomes all the other times, and I was like, well, I don't really, like, I've been in situations where, you know, I had fun, but that's not something that I wanted to do on a regular. So it was like, why even, like, I'm getting into my head where I'm like, why am I even here? Like, this is not even something that you want. You're talking about how you're a bachelor, you're in your prime, and you got women sponsoring you. And that's when I said, well, if you got women sponsoring you, that's nothing for me, love. That's nothing for me. Okay. We can be on the same page. And for him to sit here and make it seem like I'm going through all this financial struggle where I'm looking for money or I would do anything for money is like absolutely absurd. Because that's not ever how I come off to anybody. Like, I want my man to be my partner, provide, do the things that we can do together. But I'm not going to also take the whiplash and the trauma and the back and forth, the negativity. And then in his eyes, it's like, well, if we get through this in 2 weeks, we'll be together forever. And I'm like, bro, I can't, I don't want to do this. Like,
I don't know. Like, I think it's what I don't think that's what he was saying when he was talking to her, saying like that she was out for money and that she was just a gold digger or something. I think he seen it. Apparently, thought that she had some financial hardship or she didn't have the money that she wanted, and that was like he was trying to help out with that, like whether it was with her debt or getting passive income or whatever it is. And it sounds like she doesn't really want to hear that. Like, she's pretty comfortable with where she's at, and she just doesn't really want a man like telling her what to do. And I think that that's a lot of women, like, and it's not necessarily anything wrong with it, but he, I feel like, wants a woman that he can kind of lead and wants to follow him. And I think she's more of a person that's doing her own thing and doesn't really want a man to lead her, but she says she wants a man to lead her, but maybe it's just leading in a different way than he wants to. I don't know. But just like the threesomes, that was one thing I was like, whoa, the threesome thing, I feel like that came out of nowhere. Like, and the women sponsoring me, like, I don't know, it just doesn't really sound like something he would say, but maybe he's just a different person, like off camera versus on camera. And just like threesomes, okay, that's crazy alone. Threesomes every other night is just like, whoa, like that is a lot to expect out of any girl, I think, even if she's open to that type of thing.
I don't think it, I grew up on love doesn't hurt. And if it does hurt, it's not out of betrayal. And for him, I just felt like every time I turned around, it was like a stab in the back. Like, you're supposed to be my partner. You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to. So it's like you're reaching out to so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so about me, but I didn't even market myself that way. I didn't even, so it's like you're going against me already. So it's like you want to talk about it, but when I'm talking to you, it's like one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we talking about?
Okay. So I guess what was the final straw that caused you to end up blocking him and you guys to no longer speak?
So we did a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Well, we did a video and we had a blast. But at first I told him, like, we could be friends. We don't have to do the romantic part of it. We could literally just be friends and just, do business, do YouTube. I'm down for that. He was like, absolutely not. Like, drop the L-bomb. Love. Told me he loved me, and he just couldn't work with someone that he had deep feelings for, that deeply with, and just be friends.
Okay.
So I said, okay, we'll try it again. So we did the video. We had a good time, which also in the video I caught because I was like, oh, I don't know. I think I said something like, oh, you like me or whatever. And he was like, or we were talking about doing business with people that you love, right? And he was like, well, like on the camera, he was like, well, it's a deep like. And I was like, because I'm an observant woman, okay? Like, I don't let nothing slide. I may not speak all the time, but I see it, I hear it, I feel it. So when I walk into a room, I'm definitely the most quietest one in the room because I am super observant. Like, I am. So it's like, I caught that, I sniffed it, and I was like, okay, he's not trying to own it in public, but he wants to own it in private. That's a problem for me. I never said it back, and I never felt that way. So I told him from the jump, like, I don't speak about things that I don't feel. So, and I'm very honest. I don't have a lot of friends because I'm very honest. So I literally, like, to be in this situation, it kind of was like I dodged a bullet to get shot, like with a shotgun. Like, that's kind of how I took it. Like, I literally, this was crazy. This was a crazy experience for me because it was like up and down and fast.
Okay.
It was like a burning ball of hay. Just, it went up in flames really fast. And I was really, really happy. Like, I told my mom about him. I told my grandparents, like, everything. They were like, about the confidence thing, they were like, fuck him. They're old. And my family comes from we don't have everything. So we grind out, we get it, and we work hard. We're hardworking family. Like everybody's either technical school, nursing, everybody works really hard. So it's like for him to sit and say like any of those things were just wild to them. And it's kind of just wanted to avoid him. Like I just didn't see why he wanted me in his life when he had so many different things that I just didn't align with.
Okay.
It just wasn't a match in the real world.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, first of all, he has not had an opportunity to respond. Like, she said he was going to get an opportunity to respond, like, in the last prompt that she was talking about. And then she just let her talk a whole another, like, 5 minutes or whatever. But, I mean, of course your family's going to be there to support you. They're going to, probably be on your side instead of his side because they don't really know him. And especially when he's making some kind of a claim or accusation, it's like, oh, like, that's easily misunderstood, and they're of course gonna take her side on that. And no one ever said that she wasn't hardworking. Like, I think that was something he actually said she was, like, that she was hardworking, even in the breath of saying that she was a stripper, like, still hardworking hustler, whatever. And then the other thing, just dang, I can't remember what I was gonna say.
All right. Reggie.
All right, so it's so much stuff that she just said that I got to like try to piece it in my head to remember what she said. So I'm gonna start at the beginning because, like, a beautiful word is context. So I'm gonna give context to everything that she just said. So pretty much with the $40 thing and with the PlayStation camera thing, why did I send $40? Because she said, oh, yeah, I need gas. So she requested $40. I said, send, and that's what happened with that. Why did I pay for PlayStation camera? Hey, we get a game together. I have my camera. You have yours. Oh, you didn't have one. Here is a camera. So I don't know if it just came off like that when I was saying like she needed whatever, but this is what I'm saying when I was leading, saying, okay, we can do gaming together. Here's a camera. You need gas. Here's a camera. Like, I didn't just send, hey, here's $40. So the whole financial hardship thing was her word said it. I'm not just gonna, you know what I mean? So that was that. She said so much that I gotta go through piece by piece. Okay, so she said about the whole confidence thing, right? So that's cap. So it's like, why would I just say like, you're not confident? Like, where does it come from? Like, could any of her actions perhaps made me feel like
We
she
were
wasn't
referencing
confident?
the show.
No, we
Yeah,
were
we
not
were.
referencing the show.
Yeah, we were.
It got to the point where after that confidence, because that was like one of our big first arguments, and then we kind of got over it. She said to me, like, my friends were saying, like, yeah, you probably seem unconfident on the show, so that's what he got. So I could see where you're coming from with that. So she got where I was coming from with that, but now it's like, it's switching it up now. So anything that I said with love, so the whole November thing, yes, my contract's over in November. Hey, I'm really digging you. I'm loving what's going on. Like, I want you to be with me when I leave. Not just, in November, you're coming with me. It's like, come on. And like, we got to give context to what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like, I said it in love, right? And then it's like everything that I said is just like, it's getting flipped. Like I was just like the freaking villain man. No, like I said it on some, I want you with me. I was with you for 3 weeks straight or whatever it was, 2.5 weeks. I'm loving it, loving the time. Like I said, right along doing all the stuff. I want you with me.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. As far as the whole threesome thing, that was a conversation. It's like, oh, you used to be. Then it was like, once we got comfortable with the whole dancer thing, oh, you was a dancer. Did you ever dibble and dabble maybe? So it's like anything. I'm not just, you know what? We got, it's like, she just keeps on. It's like everything has context. You know what I mean? So it's like anything that I said, so I could be like, yo, Nova, like, I want to do like, even like, y'all, you know what? This like, so y'all did like the recap. I was like, we could have probably been on that recap. Oh, you just want to go for clout? It's like, I'm trying to build us up. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm speaking out of love, she's taking everything that I'm said. And wait, the last one, the whole baby thing. I was saying that, yes, by the end of this year, I said by the end, so it was June. So I say by like June 2025, like I want to have a kid, but I know I'm not going to have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, I want you to have a kid with me, but it's not like, you better take that out because I'm going to, it's like, come on, Nova. Like it got to be context with what's going on. You know what I mean? So it's like, here's the thing. Like,
I feel like one of the things, like, based on what he's saying, it sounds like she's taking things that he says and turning it into something else. Like, it's not like they just, Like, he was just saying all this stuff, and she's just kind of taking it out of context. Like, and from what he's saying today, he didn't say anything about them having a threesome. He just was talking about if she had one, not saying that they had to do it all the time. And that was the other thing that I was going to say about them. Like, it's just, I swear I keep forgetting it. I don't know, like, they just don't communicate on the same level. Like, I think he says stuff and she just takes it a different way, and then it's like, oh, now I'm gonna use this all against you. I'm gonna tell other people about it, and like, kind of, I think that just built him up in her head, like, as this bad person, when really it sounds like a lot of the things he was saying, like, I want you to come with me, he was saying it in like a positive light, instead of like her taking it in like a negative light.
I get it. You know, it's like when someone doesn't like you, they're gonna say all the bad things. That's cool, but I wanna highlight some other things, like the personality that I'm showing now. Like, this is the personality of like how we matched and all these other great things. And I'm gonna keep saying it. My biggest thing, if we have a conversation, we can get through anything. It's like, how do you plan on growing with someone, and it's like you don't want to go through the hard conversations? Like, we were going through the hard things. Like, yeah, you're saying I was seeking counsel. Yeah, because it was real for me. You know what I mean? It was real for me. Like, being together every single day, like for 2 to 3 weeks straight, like I was feeling the love. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to express it. It's like, oh, you're just trying to say that to use me. It's like, what can I say? It's like, I can't say anything because everything is used against me. And it's like, I'm trying to learn you to learn how to love you better. And it's like, you know, it's like taking this like some attacks. And it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, dang, I just like I said, it's just everything that I was saying to her was out of love. So I don't want to make it seem like I was just some crazy guy just talking crazy. Like, I was really trying to build her up. And when I was talking about financial hardship, I'm not trying to say it like she's a financial hardship. Like, anything that she expressed to me, like if she was going through that, I was making the point of, well, this is how we make passive income. We can do this together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to say it like demean her or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to say it like how I said it to her, which I felt I said it in love. Like, we can get through this. You know what I mean? So I wasn't trying to. It never was my intention. You know what I'm saying? I think I don't want to keep saying the word trauma or trigger or whatever like that, but I think the overall piece of this is like, because, you know, conversation is big for me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can push a narrative, and like, maybe I was pushing it past the bandwidth of what she wasn't ready to handle, as she said, like 6 years ago, stuff like that. But I just met you. So, you know, 6 years ago feels like right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anything I said was with overstanding in love. It was big energy. It was just like, hey, I want to get to learn her. I want to see how I can love her properly. Like there's a saying, it's like a man knows within the first couple months if he want to marry you. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but if you move intentional, which is how I was doing, then you can grow into that. So even kind of like the turmoil, the downfall of it, I reached out for more advice. Like, hey, if there's anything I can do, whatever. And that's why I say I want to say thank you to you guys, because you let me know, like, you know, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we can give you advice if you need advice, but it will get to the point where it's like you guys, excuse me, both of us have to decide whether it's going to be a yay or a nay. We don't want to force it. It's just like naturally, genuinely see what happens. And so it genuinely and naturally led to this point, which is unfortunate, but you know, it was real.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say, the thing I remembered is like him telling her that he loved her, and then on camera he didn't want to say that he loved her, but like he still did say it's like a serious like. So I think that is like letting people know that he's for real about her. But it's one thing to say you love somebody on camera after you don't really know them a long time, and I don't think that makes it like fake or anything. But also the way she said that too, like, I never told him that I loved him. It was just like, dang, like just kind of throwing him under the bus. And just like, I feel like the more that I hear him talk, the more I feel like he seems more chill, and like there's like more context. Like, she was throwing these things out that he said, but she wasn't giving us any of the context behind it. It was just like, I don't know, you know, you can't, it's really important to know the backstory behind something before you just say like whatever crazy thing.
Okay, well, any final words from either one of you guys before we wrap it up?
Be safe out there.
I'm gonna, of course, say final words. So I want to say that if there was a moment, you know what I mean, when I made Nova feel like she wasn't enough, definitely did not mean to do that. Like sometimes you can find like multiple women in one woman. You know what I mean? So like this woman supports me, this woman loves me. But if you find someone love and supports you, that's like 3 in 1. You know what I mean? So there definitely was a lot of her traits. Like I said, I don't know if it came off like I'm trying to beat her down. Definitely not. But there's a lot of things about her that resonated with me extremely well. You know what I mean? And I do truly believe if she would have had like a little bit more fight, that this could have worked out. But you know, our cards was meant to end like this, so I accept that.
All right, Nova, you're good. Any final?
I would just say that for Reggie and moving forward, I think that he does need to apply a little more grace, because the grace that he has is hourly, and some people need more time than that. I tried as hard as I could, but I did feel beaten down. You know, I felt like, what is the point? Like, why am I here if I'm always defending myself, or, just kind of coming back always from like a ricochet. Like I'm always, bouncing back up. It got draining. But I think if he just took his time with me as much as I was taking my time with him, because a lot of people don't play about their character and who they are as a person, and to have someone play with your character and who you are, that stings. And I don't think he, even to this day, realizes that. It's kind of like something brushed under the rug, but you can't brush someone, who they are, what they stand for, 10 toes down, how they move. You can't brush that under the rug, or make your own story to fit you. So yeah, that's all. I, wish him the best. Yeah. No hard feelings, but yeah, not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, any upcoming projects from either one of you that we could be on the lookout for?
Okay, well, I feel like honestly, if he wouldn't have said his like actual mature ending response, then she would have just left it at be safe out there, like watch out for men like Reggie type of thing. And I just feel like that was kind of immature, the fact that she said that. Maybe that's like baby mama drama, like just you just sometimes I think baby mamas, they be harboring resentment towards the world, and they just haven't really gotten over maybe some of the trauma or things that they just need to work out within themselves. And I just think Reggie tried to stress test this relationship, and the stress test broke the relationship. And it does sound like they really got along well together, but she just wasn't able to handle the tension. And I think she just needs somebody that like she said, gives her more grace and kind of lets things develop more slowly, instead of just like putting it to the test like right away. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what else I should be reacting to. Subscribe if you made it to the end of the video. Like the video. Check out my playlist to see my other Pop the Balloon reaction videos. If you haven't seen part 1 of this video, I should post that before I post this one. So check that one out as well if you didn't get a chance to see it. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace.
Oh, here, let's go, okay, let's go. Yeah. She wanna make me her wife, but I don't wanna be her wife, okay. Slide by in the motherfucking range, I do the dash in a vintage, yeah.